Hello and welcome back to Brock's Basement. This is going to be my comic book pull list for the week of July 5th. It's a little delayed this week just because I went away for some family stuff during 4th of July and I got back and didn't really have time to make this video, so I saved it for a week later, but this is for the comic books that were released on July 5th of 2023. So let's get right into it. First up, we have The Adventures of Superman, John Kent, number 5. I've read, I think 1, 2, and 3. I'm a little behind, but I've enjoyed it. It's really good stuff. If you haven't yet checked it out, I do recommend it. So, and then what we got next? We got Night Terror's Batman, number 1. I actually did get a chance to read this one, and subsequently later on, there's the Night Terror's First Blood. I read that as well, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Really good. Liked it. It flowed really well with Night Terrors. I don't know how well it flows coming out of the regular series because I'm behind on it. But if you're curious about what Night Terrors is, you're going to be getting... your shop should be pulling you, if you're subscribed to like Batman or Flash or any of the major titles that are ongoing, they will have a Night Terrors book attached to it. And you'll just get that because for the next 2 months, it's just Night Terrors. There's no regular issues coming out. But I enjoyed the Batman Night Terrors, so I do recommend it, at least checking that out if you like Batman. Next up, we have Scott Snyder's Barnstormers, number 1 from Dark Horse. I had no idea going into what this was about. It's one of those comics, or the digital first ones that finally came to print. I really enjoyed this first issue. These Dark Horse books, or in specifically these digital first ones, they put 2 issues in the printed version, so the physical version is not 6 issues, it's 3. I actually like that a lot. You get a lot more content, bang for your buck for the $4.99 price point. But I really enjoyed that first issue, so I highly recommend checking out Barnstormers. Next up, we have Grimm, number 11. I need to get caught up with Grimm. I'm probably going to stop at 12. If that's the last issue, great. If it keeps going after that, I think I'm done. Just depends on how well the next few issues grab me. But it's okay. I enjoy the premise, but I don't know if I'm liking the execution. Next up, we have one of a Gun Honey series, and that's Heat Seeker number 1. I really enjoyed the Gun Honey stuff. I never get a chance to read it single issue. I just put it off, and then the trade comes out, I buy the trade, I read it. I really enjoyed Gun Honey, and then the second Gun Honey book, I can't remember the name, but I'm going to try Heat Seeker out as well. These crime comics have been really, really interesting, the ones that I've at least picked up. So yes, I highly recommend checking them out. If you've read them and you have any recommendations for which ones, let me know. I know they've done a bunch of novels as well, but I haven't actually dove into any of those. So if anybody is like aware or has read any of those, let me know. Next up, we have Night Terrors, The Joker. I'm super stoked for this one because this looks like it's going to be an interesting concept. What is the Joker scared of? So, yeah, and apparently working in a desk with a phone attached to your head, or a call center like thing. So we'll see. He works for Wayne Enterprises call center. So, yeah. That Night Terror's First Blood I was talking about is next up. This is technically kind of an alpha issue for Night Terrors. If you're curious about Night Terrors, pick this up, read this. If you don't like it, stop. If you do like it, keep going. You'll get Night Terrors number 1, which is out next week on the 12th. And it'll be released. There's 4 issues, and then there's like an Omega, which is, I can't remember the name of it, but there's First Blood and Nightmare or something. I don't know. But there's like an Alpha and an Omega. It's basically, they took something that could have been a 6-issue miniseries and did 2 one-shots and a number 1 to get those number 1 numbers up there. But if you want to check out Night Terrors, get Night Terrors First Blood. I read it. It was interesting. I'm really curious to see where they take it. It branches actually really nicely into the Batman book and into the Black Adam book as well. I didn't actually pick up the Night Terrors Black Adam, but I did read it. And so all of the books kind of connect on some little fibery way. I have not finished this week's books that are coming out for the Night Terror stuff, but yeah, I'm hoping to get through them because so far I'm intrigued. Next up is another Night Terrors book, and that's Night Terrors Ravager. This is one that doesn't have a series, so it's, who knows how many people ordered, but I'm checking this one out. Tom King, Love Everlasting, number, 9? Issue 9. So, yeah. I love it. It's great. It's fun. I did pick up a facsimile edition, and that's My Greatest Adventure, number 80. It introduces the original Doom Patrol. These facsimiles have been really cool. I pick up a couple of them here and there, but I decided because it's Doom Patrol, I wanted to give this one a shot. So, next up we have Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, number 7. Jesus, titles are super long, especially from Boom. This book is, I don't know what I think about this book. This is the Jason Aaron book. It's an independent book. It's post-apocalyptic. It's interesting. It's a love story, but it's also a new kind of love story. And by new, I mean kind of not a traditional love story, or not a traditional connection between two people. It was interesting. It throws a lot of stuff at you all at once, and then this last issue I read kind of threw a lot at you, just in how people interact with each other. So I took a bit for me to process, just because I normally don't read stories that have that much kind of what's it best way to put it, intimate talk about it. That sounds so weird. I don't know. Once Upon a Time at the End of the World. It's okay. I'm not sure where I'm at with it. We'll see how this issue is. Next, book that's a lot better that I was not sure of, but is really, really funny, is Peacemaker Tries Hard. This is issue 3. If you like the show, this is the same vein. Get this book. It's fucking hilarious. If you like the show, this is right up your alley. And, it's Black Label, but they don't swear in it. It's so weird. They still bleep swearing in the Black Label. I don't know. It's weird to me. Next up, we have Jeff Lemire and Gabriel Walta's Phantom Road. I got caught up with this. I really enjoyed the concept. I'm curious to see what happens, especially with the characters. Now you kind of know what's going on and what their predicament is and how they kind of have to get out of it. And we'll see what that entails. Also, everything else tying in and so on and so forth. But yeah, check it out. Phantom Road. Next up is another Night Terrors book, and that's the Poison Ivy Night Terrors. You'll notice that some of the books are Night Terrors, and then I leave it with the Night Terror stuff, and some of them I put with the specific title. Batman is an ongoing. I kept it with Batman. Poison Ivy is an ongoing. I kept it with Poison Ivy. So Night Terrors, Poison Ivy. This is issue 1, apparently 1, but I haven't checked it out. It's on the pile to read, but we'll see. And finally, Walking Dead 66. I'm 66 issues behind. Technically, I've already read it, but I haven't read it in color. So, I don't even think there. Walking Dead 66. I don't think I did a good job. That's it for what I got for reading. I did pick up some variant covers. I got the Lotay Barnstormers variant right there. Oh, it's really nice. I picked up I can't remember who this is, but I grabbed that one. Is it $5.99 or is it $4.99? That says $5.99. What does that say? That says $4.99. So the variants are more expensive, but the main one is not. And then I decided to pick up the Fabio Moon one, because I like Fabio Moon. Not all the time, but one of my favorite comic book series is Day Tripper. If you have not read it, I highly recommend it. It is amazing. By Gabriel Ba and Fabian Moon. Definitely read it. So I picked that one up. Night Terrors number 1, or Night Terrors First Blood had a variant where Satan is having something going on with her mind. And then the 1 in 25 for First Blood had Harley having some terrors with some spiders, so I snagged that one up. Poison Ivy, of course, the Night Terrors book. I grabbed the variants for that one. So for the Poison Ivy Night Terrors. And then for, although I put that one in there. Oh, and then I grabbed the Love Everlasting variant with the Blue Lobster. Yeah. I did grab a trade, but it's an old trade this week, and that's for Battle Chasers. This collects It's Battle Chasers Anthology. This collects issues 1 to 9. So for those of you that are curious about Battle Chasers and picked up issue 10, you want to grab this, and then I'll get you kind of caught up with where it is. Hopefully it'll get finished, but the problem with this is once he finishes whatever, there's going to be a new one. So this is kind of just a catch-up trade. So if you're okay with spending, you know, how much is this thing? $25 to be caught up, cool. Then you can keep this or get rid of it or whatever. I'm getting it for, you know, reading purposes. But a few weeks ago, I did grab Fantastic Four Life Story. This is by Mark Russell with art by, oh, I don't even know the name. Let's see. Come on. Sean Izaskis? I don't know. But I heard good things about it. It's Mark Russell. I'm normally not a huge Marvel fan of stuff. Picked this up, read it. It's amazing. If you have not yet read Fantastic Four Life Story, you need to. It is a fantastic overview of 6 decades of the Fantastic Four and them actually aging and them actually going through things. And the story is set around them as a family and as a core, as friends, all of that stuff. The ups, the downs, everything is in here. Mark Russell does a fantastic job on this book, and I do highly recommend it. But if you get a chance, Fantastic Four Life Story. Awesome stuff. That's it. I had a good 4th of July. Hope everyone else had a good 4th of July. Busy, but a lot of stuff is. As a reminder, I will be gone for the last week of the month. So I will probably have another 2 in a row videos. So beginning of August, there'll be 2 videos as well. Next week will be a normal video on time, but the following week will not. I'm going to Illinois, Indiana to visit some family. My mom wants to go back. She's 73, and so she doesn't know if she's going to have another opportunity, so she wants to go. So myself and my kids are going. We're going to be driving around Illinois, Indiana, the border there. So it's totally fun with time zone change. But yeah, so I will be out actually having a somewhat of a vacation because I haven't had a real one in a long time. So yeah, so it'll be fun. So remember, I'll be delayed on that. That's it for this week. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel, interact, leave comments down in the comment section below. Again, curious about that true crime stuff. If you've read any of the novels or any of the other series that have come out of that true crime label. We did get back to recording the Comics Conspiracy podcast, but since I was on break, I wasn't on this last episode. There'll be a link in the description for you to head over to our podcast channel, you can listen to it there, or you can listen to it on Apple or any of the other places you listen to podcasts. I don't remember what they discussed, but I think Edge of Spider-Verse was on there and a couple other things. But yeah, so I think we're switching to a every other week schedule for the podcast, just because every week it seems sometimes we're struggling to get topics to talk about, and we kind of pile them up or whatever. So we're off this week, but next week we'll be back on, and I think we're going to just do every other Monday. So that's the new schedule. If you don't like it, complain to Ryan Higgins. So yeah. You can follow me, or you can help me and my fellow conspirators through Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees and for me to actually get product. So thank you very much to all of our Patreon backers. It helps out immensely. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle's @BrockSager. You can follow me on Instagram at Brock's Basement. Yeah, that's it. I'm tired. I got to do another video right after this, and I'm going to do like shirt change, and then there's another video we gotta put, like a ton of stuff. Trying to get some content, keep being consistent with content, and try and get a little more content. But definitely recommend Fantastic Four Life Story, and I'll see you guys